most people are staring at noise, but I'm tracking 12 charts right now that could 3x very fast. So from Solana to Base to Pulsechain, these setups are forming right now. And if you don't catch them early, you're gonna miss the entire move. I'm gonna show you which ones I'm trading, what I'm seeing in the price action, and which charts I think have a ton of room to run. So stick around. The last few might be the highest upside plays on this list. Do me a favor, press that like button and let's get on to it. Firstly, we need to update on SPX. SPX is looking great. I do think there's a high likelihood we get a retouch of this level. What I would do is I would enter Axiom and leave some limited orders if you're looking to get into SPX, just in case, but we could definitely go there. But it's a clear uptrend. We have this sort of ascending triangle happening here. What I think can happen is maybe it touches this level, which got touched like basically 1 time, 2 times, and 3 times here at the bottom. It could retouch. It could come to this 400 million market cap. This is a good level to stack limit orders. Anywhere between here and this major support. These are good levels to accumulate more SPX. If you're, you have bigger size and want to trade a deep liquidity coin, this is also one of the most important ones. Definitely right now, this one and MOG, the most important ones with Pepe on Ethereum. SPX, as predicted, this acted as resistance. When SPX was here, I was like, look, this might be a good time to buy. The first resistance is going to be hit, and it's this one. Like, this was all drawn like at least a week previously. It came, it touched, and then it formed this structure. Now, I do think it's on this ascending path, and so we need to start talking about what the next resistance is going to be on SPX. It needs an urgent update, and this is the obvious level on SPX. 864 local resistance 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, then some resistance here for the 4th time, then it turned into support got broken, and then of course we went to the next level. This is what I'm seeing next on SPX. After this, it's pretty much all-time highs. So from here you can get a 3x on your money until the major level of all-time highs. Of course there will be some difficulty around this level, but SPX is literally primed for a continuation, and we want Murat to win because he's on our side. Continuing troll. I mean, I can't make this up. It literally touched the bottom support perfectly, and it came down to this level that I was telling you guys yesterday. Leave limit orders, okay? I said like all the way between like 16 and 14, stack those limit orders. And then you wake up like me now and you're up almost 50% on your money, and there's likely just going to be a continuation of the trade on Troll. So there's nothing to add. I think the 42 million market cap zone is still in play for Troll. But of course, if you're following me, you should have taken some profits at 18 mil because we were buying it here at the bottom. But that's what I'm seeing right now on Troll. Look at how simple it is. Limit, manually drag, buy, it gets hit, and you wake up at profit. I mean, I'm not sure, like when I draw these levels, like I actually want you guys to make money on these. I mean, these trades have been great. Support held, continuation of the trend. If you're a scalper, you can like make 40% here, 50% there, and you can make a ton of money just doing small scalps on meme coins. They bounce very, very hard. Now on to the next. This one I think is also a good trade. It's 𝗘𝗫𝗧𝗏. It's also at support. Look, major support. It held. It bounced very, very hard into this 23 million market cap zone, and now it's retouching support. So I think it's a good buy again. I still think this is the major level for 𝗘𝗫𝗏 where we'll find some difficulty. If support line doesn't hold, well, I don't think it's over. I think it's still bullish. If it comes to this 8 million market cap level, not so bullish for 𝗘𝗫𝗏, but structure still hasn't completely broken. If it comes below, I think it's over, to be honest. But right now we're at support, and historically this support line is very important, and last time we hit it we had a very, very strong 73% bounce, so I'm expecting it to bounce higher this time. So that's what I'm seeing on 𝗘𝗫𝗏. Then when it comes to house coin, it's all painted because again we traded this from the bottom here and we sold at this top. It's still in this range. It went a bit below, but it's making higher and higher lows, and it's now at this resistance. Once this breaks out, it's going to go straight to all-time highs. Okay, it's going to go straight to this 18 million, very close to this 20 million market cap level. This is a fib line here. This is the 0.78 fib line at 18 million. That's what I think the price is going to go. On a quick scalp, I think today, right now at this price, it's good. 60% scalp basically. But I do still think the 30 million, 32 million level on house coin is in play. And this is one of the most important memes on Solana. Very important to track fartcoin and then see as fartcoin moves what 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗏 and house coin do. But I think these two are in play. Look, this is beautiful. Still bouncing from the bottom, and then house is on this ascending, just coiling up pattern. And then let's move out of Solana and into Base. Miggles. This is the same pattern that we saw on SSE. Dark made a similar pattern before it exploded, and also Colette. 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. When support on an upward trending trend line holds like this, it's a clear buy in my opinion. It looks amazing. These are the times you buy. If you're on Base, look at Miggles. And then the resistance is nothing more than almost a 3x away. You can almost get a 3x. If it spikes a little bit upward, you get a 3x on your trade. There's no resistance on 𝗣𝗥𝗧𝗧𝗏 in between. And then once this gets broken and turns into support, it's gonna go probably straight to all-time highs. 𝗣𝗥𝗧𝗧𝗏 is looking great. These are the moments when you buy charts. So if you're on base, check 𝗣𝗥𝗧𝗏. Then one that exploded out of nowhere, no one was expecting, not even me. Look, it's 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗪. Never traded this, never seen much about it. Resistance here, support here, support here, support again, resistance twice. If it comes to this resistance level for a bounce, this is a good scalp. Okay, go on Axiom. There's a link down below. Click the contract, put it on Axiom, and like stack limit orders from, let's say, 16.3 to 14 point. If they get hit, you get a very strong bounce of like 70-80%. This is like a very clear trading strategy. Like you don't have to be trading 100Ks. You could be stacking 80%, 40%, 50% trades and do it with size on these good and deep liquidity coins. 2.2 million in liquidity. If you have 100K and you get an 80% trade or 70% trade on your 80K or on your 100K, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You don't need to be spreading thin your orders. You could be trading these deeper liquidity coins. Now let's get on to another one. This one is quite funny. I've been on this one for a while. Another one that's been doing quite well. Look, upward trend line, and now it broke to our target. Okay, this was the target. The target was 10 million. Take profits on 𝗘𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗦. That's what I think. Can it go higher because it's such a well-known meme? Yeah, of course. But this is where you take profits. Be strategic. Okay, don't get emotionally attached to any coin. It doesn't matter if this goes to 50 mil, 40 mil. You executed your trade and now you're ready to execute it 100 times over. That's how you win in the long term. And that's what happened here. Another great trade, 𝗘𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗦. Profits taken, move on to the next. What I'm going to do when it comes to 𝗘𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗦 is I'm going to wait and see if there's a clear pattern here for an entry. Let me clear this entire chart. If this thing pushes a lot higher, let's say it goes to 20 million. This is a good entry level, okay? Right between 8.5, resistance 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, then support. And this level here, which was resistance here, and major resistance here before the breakout. This is a good accumulation range for 𝗘𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗦. Let's say the price goes and does something like this. That's when you buy again for that bounce. And then on that bounce, you can make 100%. You can double your money very fast. But that's what I'm seeing on something like 𝗘𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗦. Now let's look at the negative side on 𝗘𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗦. The negative possibility is something like a retouch of this deeper pullback level of 5.4 million. Let's say 10 million was a top. I think the chart can come here and then you sell on the bounce on this resistance. And if this happens, you can make, you know, a 60% very fast quick trade on that V-shaped recovery. Now on base, another one, Zora. If you're on base, besides 𝗣𝗥𝗧𝗏, you have to check this one. Clear trend line, well nuked the chart here, but look, support 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. This time almost doesn't count, but it went a little bit below, but it still counts. Then you can also draw this line, trend line, upward trend line. Look, as long as the price is within this is bullish. I think it's a good buy here. It's a good liquidity coin. What you can do is maybe buy here and then like sell on a quick scalp and make like 15%. Okay, not that exciting to be honest, but here's what can happen on something like Zora. The price can spike, then this turns into support, and this is when you buy again for a reclaim of that all-time high major resistance at 160 mil. Do I think Zora is a good buy here? I think so. It's very close to support, but you should also, if you want to stack Zora, you should also wait for a retouch. There's a possibility it comes here for a 5th time, and then just leave some dry powder to accumulate more. But this is a very, very clear sign that we have a healthy chart that wants to go higher. That's what I'm seeing on Zora. It wants to go higher. There's pretty much nothing else like this on base, and so keep attention on Zora. So if you want to trade this on base, I think this is also a very good trade alongside with 𝗣𝗥𝗧𝗏. I think 𝗣𝗥𝗧𝗏 will be a better trade, but this one's very interesting. Let's go back to Solana. Dark. It came to my level. Okay, this was my level. Okay, I said leave limit order stack from like 24 all the way to this mid level, like 26, 28. This is where you stack. I woke up, I'm up on my dark. Look, major explosion, but this is the accumulation level. As long as the price stays here, again, still bullish. Okay, I do think there's a possibility it comes here again. It's good to reaccumulate some more. Deep liquidity, one of the best on Solana right now. Look at this V-shaped recovery from the bottom. So much money can be made on these. Honestly, I wasn't paying attention, even though I put like all the levels here, but I do think it can come here again, retouch this support line before it does another new all-time high on dark. Now on to the next, Moneki, perfectly bounced from our support, and it's now finding this resistance again, which got broken, and I told everyone like, don't buy this candle. Then this nuke here, everyone's saying it was winter mute. Bye-bye, we don't need these guys. And I do think the next resistance going to be 53 million. So here's what I would do if I didn't scoop my Nike here at the bottom. Wait for a clear reclaim of this resistance, a retouch, and then you can trade within this range. And then of course the next level is going to be close to 70 million, but that's what I'm seeing on my Nike. Again, if you had put some limit orders at this support level, you could be up almost 100%. You could have doubled your money basically on my Nike, and you could be selling the resistance. So this is how you trade these memes on Solana. If you do a 95% trade and then you do another 95% trade, I mean, you're just doubling your money over and over on like these very quick intraday scalps. And these are much better than trading 100Ks on FNF groups. They have deeper liquidity and these patterns are more recognizable. And so please, there's a link down below, and start using Axiom. Let's start trading for real. Then finally on the show, Pulsechain regained that level. Like I was writing about 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗙 winning this case because I read the entire case over a year ago, 1.5 years ago, and you can even check it, my writings. The thing is, it reclaimed. I think there's a retouch. That's when you buy some more Pulsechain. But my Pulsechain target is this one, okay? It's this 10x at 2.1 billion at all-time highs. That's my target. 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗙 will eventually open his camera. He's the best founder marketer in this space. He's definitely one of the most intelligent founders, if not honestly the most right now. And once he turns that camera on, there's going to be some meme coin liquidity from ETH and from Base that's going to flow into Pulsechain, and you can get a 10x trade right until new all-time highs. How positive, how sure am I that this is going to happen? Like high 90s percentile, like 98, 97% sure this is going to happen, okay? So stack some Pulsechain, and this is not a quick trade, okay? This is a more long-term trade, but I do think this 10x is going to happen, and it's going to go even higher as soon as he starts marketing his project. Now, there's also Pulsex. Pulsex has deeper liquidity, and it's actually outperforming Pulsechain. That's why I think Pulsechain is a better buy right now. Less liquidity than Pulsex, lower market cap, which is something that people right now are looking at. And I do think Pulsechain can actually outperform Pulsex for a while. But if you want to divide your port, maybe put 80% on PLS, 20% on Pulsex, that would be a smarter move. You don't need to look at the Pulsex chart because what matters is the Pulsechain one. It's going to just be the same chart. They're just going to move together, exactly together. So that's what I would do. I hope you have enjoyed this show. I will be here tomorrow with a lot more alpha. There's going to be a ton more interviews. I'm talking with some of the biggest names like multi-millionaires and just like FOMO. And I want to do more interviews like that so you guys can get access to the best traders, the best alpha, what all of these guys that are in, the smartest cabals think. And please like, please subscribe, follow me on X. And if you want to trade, start trading on the best terminal, which is Axiom. There's a link down below, and please start trading there. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.